a second. I just got to make sure everything's working.
Trying to get Chuck in. Chuck was trying to get in 3 different times. He couldn't get into the damn thing. We're supposed to have a 4th one in there.
He still can't get in for some reason.
Yeah.
I got right in. Just
Yeah, I
boom.
don't know what's going on with him. Welcome to Golfcast Studio.
Well, that's it right there. You're about to join the recording session. Tell him to click the damn button.
Do what?
Tell him to click the button. He's right there, isn't he?
I don't know. I've never entered through that side.
Yeah.
Oh, sure about that?
Yes.
I think he just has to click that button.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, well.
All right. We're having some technical issues and glitches for one of our guests. So sorry about that. We'll try to get him in. If not, I just send him to YouTube. We're going to go and do our kind of Irish tasting, considering St. Patrick's was 2 days ago. So we're going to do our best to represent the Irish. And this was actually a Beau Hammond flight. We did Jameson as your kind of entry, cheap, low-end, most widely sold Irish whiskey in the world. And then we go a little step up with Green Spot, which I'm running really low on. Really good pot-stilled whiskey. And then kind of the granddaddy of the pot stills here in the States, Redbreast 12. So without further ado, Beau, Eddie, say hello. Introduce yourself for those that might not have seen you in the past.
Yeah, I'm Beau. I don't know that it really was so much in charge of this, but yeah, it's great that we picked him. I'm looking forward to it. Let's get going.
Nice.
Wow, that was quite an introduction.
I need no introduction, Eddie. I just can't. I'm right here.
Yeah.
I need no introduction, baby.
It's like Prince. Yeah, just Beau. Yeah.
Beau.
He's like Madonna.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I like Prince or Madonna better. I'm not sure I like either one of those comparisons.
Well, I'm Eddie K. I enjoy a good bourbon and a good scotch and a good cigar, and I'm trying to be a golf pro like you guys, but after 2 lessons, I'm not there yet. I'm getting close.
Hey, you did take your lessons. You started?
I need to start. Yes, thank you for
reminding
me.
He said 2 lessons, and then he goes, "Well, I need to start."
Yeah, I need to start.
Very good. Gotcha. Yeah. So we'll start with Jameson. I know Beau doesn't have a Jameson with him because he didn't go to the liquor store today. But again, Jameson, when you think of Irish whiskey, what's an Irish? You think of triple distilled. You think of something made in Ireland. And basically you think of Middleton, because Middleton basically for the large producer Middleton actually produces all 3 of these. So with Jameson, you get that traditional Irish, you get a little vanilla, you get sweet, you get that malty sweetness. You're going to pull some nutty flavor notes out of it. To me, again, Jameson is just smooth and easy. Comes in at 80 proof, real easy to drink. And got to be careful with it because it is really easy to drink. Mm-hmm. So it is still 80 proof. And complexity-wise, it's not much there for Jameson. And Jameson is actually a blend, right? So when you go with your basic Jameson bottle, that would be a blended Irish whiskey. So cheers.
You get the lower proof from the triple distilling too, right? Is that not so much?
No, proofing is just what they're going to do from the barrel. When it comes off the stills with Irish whiskeys, so bourbons can't be higher than 160, but with Irish whiskeys, they can go up to 189 and some change, like 0.6.
Well, I noticed all 3 of these are 80. I mean, like they're all 380 proof, or at least the bottles I have here.
Yeah. The reason they like to proof it down is they make more money because they can add water and make the barrel last longer.
It's more approachable.
Doesn't really have to do with the triple distilling. That's more of stripping away some of the impurities inside of the second run. So, sorry, Chuck. I don't know where you are. You're in the ethos somewhere. So,
I'm getting my palate cleansed. So rather than Jameson's, I have a nice bottle of water to make sure I'm cleansed for the next one.
I'm gonna be honest. This Jameson almost tastes like that water.
Almost like water.
I mean, it is.
Like water.
Yeah. There's not much to it. It is a gold. It's a kind of a golden amber, but other than that, it's yeah. There's not much to her.
That's Jameson's. Jameson's is to put it in your coffee drink, man. The most Jameson's I've ever drunk has just been not a true Irish coffee with all the frou frills. I'll just tell people to give me a cup of, like on a business dinner or something. You have an after dinner drink. I'll do a black cup of coffee and pour a shot of Jameson's in it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not much. Like my favorite Jameson that does have a little bit more flavor is their Black Barrel.
Oh, yeah.
So they actually age it in bourbon casks, so you get a little. You actually get that. I just bought the triple, whatever. It's not bad. It has a little bit more flavor than the Entry Jameson. I haven't had Entry Jameson in a very long time.
Yeah.
Now I remember why.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had it outside of a cup. I've never just sat and drank a glass of Jameson.
Yeah, no,
a mixer type thing, you know.
Now Jameson Orange, it's not a whiskey because the proof isn't high enough. But in the summertime, Jameson Orange on an ice cube is like a cocktail. So again, if you're trying to get a significant other or a wimpy friend into whiskey, Jameson Orange would be a very good entry level.
I thought you were going to say if you're trying to get a significant other drunk and all primed up, but I wasn't sure where you were.
Yeah, start with Jameson.
I don't know if Jameson Orange could do that. It's like Fireball. There's not much to it.
I mean, it's so interesting just doing the other tasting with the 2 bourbons and 2 scotches, where you can nose it and you get certain flavors. You keep it in your mouth, you get certain flavors, and then at the end it lingers. This is like, do I taste something? Like what is that? And then it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it is. It's okay.
So we're not going to count on a whole lot of sponsorships from the Jameson people. Is that what we're saying?
Not the entry Jameson. As you start going through the upper levels of Jameson, it definitely does. They do have some with flavor, but just the typical Jameson. I'm amazed on how. Now I drank a bunch of whiskey earlier today because I was filming some stuff. That probably didn't help because again, my palate is like all over the place. Yeah. No, I think
not much.
Yeah, not much.
No.
But for a beginner, for somebody just getting in, I get no warm hug. I get no harshness.
It's smooth.
I mean, yeah.
It's very smooth. It's easy to drink.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. For somebody that's going from a flavored whiskey, whether that's honey whiskey or what's it's not Jägermeister. The other one, that's the Fireball.
Yeah.
That is actually getting into like, well, let me try a Jameson. This is approachable. It's smooth. It definitely targets a certain market.
Definitely.
So,
and Jameson is the best-selling Irish whiskey in the world.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that like it.
They're doing something right.
They're definitely doing something right.
Yeah.
And so Jameson, like I said, it's. I would compare this. No, I gotta say, number 7 had a little more flavor than Jameson.
Yeah.
But all right, so let's move on to something that's gonna tempt our palate a little bit more. We'll move over to green.
Something Bo can drink because he has it.
That's right. Well, we were punishing you because you didn't fulfill the requirements.
No, I know. I tried.
And you didn't have the cheapest of all the whiskeys.
I know.
We were punishing you with Jameson. I don't know if that's a punishment.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
So we'll do Green Spot next. So Jameson, again, best-selling whiskey in the world for Irish whiskeys. Bow Street down in Dublin is was the home. In the late 60s, the Irish whiskey market almost imploded. They basically went down to 4 main distillers, and they kind of picked up shop out of downtown Dublin and moved everything into Middleton. So Middleton now literally does Powers. It does all three of these whiskeys and Jameson all come from Middleton, as well as what are the other ones? There's 3 or 4 others. Method and Madness, Very Rare, and another one. So Middleton is kind of the largest producer, and that's in the County Cork. And again, the reason they did that is because the whiskey market dried up so much. That was the only way they could actually create a consortium to kind of stay alive. And the good news is they did stay alive, and they are profiting right now. Irish whiskey is the fastest growing whiskey market in the world right now.
So that brings up an interesting question. What's going to happen now with all the tit for tat and back and forth and 200%ers and all the tariff stuff that's targeting the accoutrements like whiskeys and stuff?
No, that come April 2nd. So if you haven't bought your Irishes and your Scotches before April 2nd, I would really encourage you to go buy one because they're probably going to start going up in price.
Yeah, that's crazy, huh?
No, it is
absolutely crazy. What are they doing? What we put like a massive, or they put a massive ass tariff on Kentucky bourbons, didn't they? They shut the thing down. A couple hundred % shit.
They did that, and then the United States fired back at France and put a 200% tariff on
wines, and
French wines and stuff like that. So we got a bunch of morons all around the world that are. The one thing you learn is you don't mess around with people's alcohol. Like,
no.
See, that's what I think. I think people are going to get, they're going to lose all the support they thought they had because now you're messing with the stuff that they actually care about.
But I think the funny part is if you go overseas, it's very easy to find very rare whiskey bottles that you can't find in the States. So if the tariff prevents those from going over, and my actual liquor store will start housing certain whiskey brands now that I can't get my hands on.
Yeah.
I might be okay. I might be okay giving up the Irish and the Scotch to have a much better bourbon opportunity.
That makes sense.
But we'll see. Green Spot, what you get, Bo?
Definitely apple fruity type of a sweetness to it for me.
Oh yeah. Get that sherry back in because it's in a sherry cask. So yeah, you get that sweet from the sherry.
I mean, on the nose, definitely apple, and I'm thinking, there's a candy, hard candy.
Yeah.
There's definitely no traditional notes of an American bourbon. There's no caramel, none of that stuff in there at all. I don't get much oakiness to it at all. I mean, it's just none of the traditional things you would think of with a American whiskey or a bourbon at all. I mean, it's obviously very, very different from a flavor profile.
Yeah. And again, we're looking at pot stilled, so kind of the Irish are known for pot still. So with a pot still, it has to have, it's roughly 70%, I believe, malted barley, and then it can be up to 30% unmalted or just plain barley. And then they can actually run a third grain at a very low percentage. But yeah, so pot still is kind of the traditional Irish. And the pot stills really came around their recipe because they were avoiding the tax collector, right? They started putting such a high tax on malted barley. So the farmers and the distillers figured out, well, they're not taxing barley. So they started to bring barley in, and it gives it kind of more of a spicy note compared to the malted, which is a little sweeter.
On the finish, you definitely get a little spiciness.
Yeah.
It's just refreshing. I think I remember we did this with Maisie, didn't we, on the sensory thing? And I think I get the same refreshing is what it is. I mean, it's easy to drink. It's good. It's a little more complex, I guess, than what y'all said the Jameson's was. There's some flavor in there that I pick out, but it's almost like a refreshing type of a drink to me, or like a taste. There's no burn to it at all for me. There's no harshness. It's just really kind of light.
Yeah, I don't get the warm hug either. You know, again, we're talking lower proofs. All these are in the 80s, I believe. Redbreast might be a little higher.
I like it though. I was telling you before everybody else got on. Yeah, I have really gravitated towards this Green Spot. I enjoy it for a pour. It's I like it.
I like it. It gives you for $50 a bottle, which is what it runs in Virginia right now. It starts to give you a little complexity. You're getting a little bit of layering. Definitely on the nose, very sweet, very malty, very, kind of that orchardy.
Yep.
Fruit,
I get green apple.
Yeah, no, I get apples too. Yeah.
And then on the taste, I get that malty sweet. I get, you know, a little bit of that orchard taste, but there again, kind of towards the end, there is a little bit of spice, a little bit of oak,
Yeah.
and then the finish is, you know, medium-ish. Nothing spectacular. I would say probably the most disappointing piece of this would be the finish. I think the finish is a little quick, a little not spectacular, but I think again, kind of if you're a Jameson fan, like here's your next challenge, right? Let's go look at Green Spot and start to pull those notes out.
So what are the, because you told me when we first started getting into this early on, there's like the different spot, there's green, there's yellow, there's whatever. I mean, so are they similar in taste, or their taste profiles go completely different too? I mean,
they really diverge a lot, and again, that is just becoming from the aging of the barrel. So the longer it sits in the barrel, it's going to start pulling completely different.
Yeah.
You do get some of the orchard notes kind of in through Yellow Spot, a little bit in there, but the complexity and flavors, like I said, like a Green Spot compared to a Red Spot, they're just two different whiskeys. Two different whiskeys.
Yeah.
The core is the same, but you can definitely. And again, I'm not the biggest Yellow Spot fan.
Is that the green, yellow, red progression? It's just more time in the
Yeah,
middle?
it goes. Actually, I think it's blue, green, yellow.
So
red.
so the blue is 7 years and it's cast strength. The red is 15 years. The green,
Green's about 7, 8.
I don't know if there's an age.
They don't put an age statement, but most of the writing says it's about 7,
No.
8 years old.
Okay. I haven't bought the yellow one because I don't know if I want to spend $120-$130 on the yellow.
Yeah, yellow is I think about 12 years. I think that's kind of what their number is.
Yeah.
And again, I've had Yellow Spot a lot. Of the spots, yellow is probably my least favorite. I like blue because it's kind of young and fighty. I like green because it's smooth and nice. I like Red Spot because it's different. I've had Gold Spot. Okay. But to me, Yellow Spot and I are still not the best of friends. And that was my first bottle of Irish whiskey I ever bought when I was over there. God, it was probably 8 years now. My friend Gareth took me to a liquor store and said, hey, I knew nothing about whiskey at the time. I was like, hey, I want to buy an Irish whiskey that you can't get in the States. And at the time, you couldn't get Yellow Spot in the States. So they sold me a bottle of Yellow Spot. And at the time, I think it was only like $70. Came home. My wife and I cracked it open. Didn't know how to drink whiskey and thought it was awful. Thought it was terrible. Sat on a shelf.
Because you did it like this.
Some Irish friends come over and they killed the bottle.
There you go.
Well, you know what the heck? They enjoy their homeland for.
They
a
were
night.
probably
They
thinking, silly American.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a pretty common thought around the world.
Probably.
Silly American. You
silly Americans. Yeah.
Silly Americans.
I am amazed by how appley sweet this is.
Yeah.
It's just,
I get a lot of it. A whole lot of it.
On the nose. And what?
I get it in that first taste too a little. That's the
Really?
sweetness I get is a fruity sweetness initially. Now, I agree with you guys. The back end has a little bit of spice, clove. I don't know what it is, clove or something like that. But I get it on the taste at the beginning.
You know what the nose is? It's apple Jolly Rancher.
yeah.
That's the hard candy I've been thinking about.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
It's a strong green apple-ish flavor for sure. That candy type.
Yeah, I think it's a good whiskey. Again, it's funny because, and for those that might be drinking Green Spot for the first time that are watching or going to have it somewhere in the near future, when I first had Green Spot, I had trouble pulling the apple out. I really did.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I really did not. Now, I didn't know to taste apple. So the first couple of times I had it, I was like, man, I don't know about this. But over time, as my palate has gotten better, so if you do struggle to pull the apple out, I got you. I was there. And Green Spot was much harsher at that time. But now I drink it, and it's like, it's just smooth and easy.
Well, you don't eat fruit, so I mean, how would you know what an apple smells
No,
like?
that's
Yeah.
very fair. If it doesn't moo and walk around, I don't
Yeah,
really want it.
it's not a food group,
I'm
right?
waiting for the day that he says, "Did y'all get the flavor of bacon in that nose? Did you get bacon?"
No, see, bacon has its places. Like I don't like bacon on my donuts.
Okay.
I don't know if I like bacon in my whiskey, but
Okay.
maybe.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
You're weird.
I am. Look at the people I hang around.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah. We are your two biggest fans. Yeah,
That's right.
man, that says a lot about us, doesn't it, Bo?
Yeah, man. Other than my mother, man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have any other fans, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's jump over here to Redbreast. Bo, have you had Redbreast before?
I have not. First time, so this will be fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I will tell you, all of the Irish whiskey, the Redbreast is my favorite.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I love Redbreast.
I agree. I think I like 12. I like
I was
15.
going to ask, which one do you like? And I know there's a couple different versions. So you said
21 gets a little oaky for me, but it's still good. Really expensive though. You start getting 21 plus, they get really, really pricey. But Redbreast is getting pricey now. I looked at the ABC store and it's like almost $80 a bottle.
How about you, Eddie? Which one is your favorite?
I like the 15, and there's the orange one, which is
Yeah, I have it.
aged. But I can't remember the.
Yeah, I have where is it? It's the Lusta bottle.
Yeah, yes. So it's in what, sherry?
Yeah,
Such sherry cask. Yeah,
I
but
have one around here somewhere.
I have this, which is a travel edition that I got in Ireland on the way back home.
Oh.
A selection of fresh and dried fruits with marzipan and salted caramel. So
Nice.
Dude.
yeah,
If you hadn't have read that it had that in there, would you have picked out the mascarpone or whatever?
I don't know. I'm going to taste it now. I'll let you know.
I'm not sure I even know what that's supposed
Isn't
to
that
be.
the stuff on cake that nobody likes?
Oh no! You're talking to a Norwegian. We love marzipan. We have marzipan candy.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah. Chocolate covered marzipan is the best.
Yeah, you guys eat aged fish.
Real.
and the
smoked
stuff
fish.
in America that nobody
Yeah.
likes. Yeah. What do you
Well,
think, Beth?
again, silly Americans.
I
That's
like
right.
it a lot. I'm trying to figure out what the taste is. I get some. I mean, obviously the bottle says it. You can't help but cheat. It's got the fruit and spice. I definitely get some fruitiness to it. A little bit of spice, the toastedness that it says it has on there. You get, but there's a flavor in the middle of the taste that is maybe it's got to be some type of a fruit or something. It's really soft flavor. It's not there's no harshness or anything to it. It must be the fruit that I'm catching coming through it. I like it. It's good.
No, I think
I don't get a lot of finish on this one though at all. For me, it kind of goes away pretty quick. I don't get much on the finish at all.
Yeah, I would say the finish is probably pretty quick, but it's smooth. It does bring a little complexity. But more than anything, I would say Redbreast 12 for a bourbon drinker. It's going to kind of give you, if you've never had Irish whiskeys and you're a big bourbon person, I would say Redbreast 12 would be a good jumping in point.
I like it. It's really good. I like the it almost gets it says spot. I kind of get a little bit of a cinnamon at the front of it. I think is what I'm getting. I like it a lot. That's a pretty easy drink.
80 proof makes it easy.
It has more complexity though than I mean, I get it, but it has more than an 80 proof. You don't tend to think is going to have a lot to offer to you sometimes either, though. But I like this one.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
See this one. Well, mine is not a 12-year-old. It's a little different, but to me, this is like a warm hug. It's just it lingers. It just stays with you. Yeah.
I get the warm hug at the beginning. Like I said, the finish goes away pretty quick, but I don't mind it because I really like the taste that the taste that it has to it. I like the flavor. In fact, I like it so damn much. I just made another pour.
Nice.
But
No,
I've
I
got to
think,
catch up, see, because I didn't have the Jameson, so I get
Well,
to
you
catch
didn't miss
Yeah,
much.
back in. With
you're
the
just catching up.
Yeah.
No, I like Redbreast. I think it's really funny. Dave, who was on a show back, he was texting me. He was down in Florida somewhere at an Irish pub, and he was like, he's basically, what whiskey should I try? And he snapped a picture, and it had Green Spot, it had the Redbreast, you know, it had a bunch of the different powers. And Dave's very new in his whiskey journey. I said, get the Redbreast 12, and I was like, and if you do not like it, send me your Venmo and I'll pay for it.
Oh,
Right? I was like, I'll pay for it. If you like totally think it's the worst thing you've ever had in your life,
yeah.
I'll pay for it.
You didn't have to
And
pay for
I was waiting for an invoice, and he texted me a couple minutes later. He goes, no, this is freaking phenomenal. Like, I didn't know whiskey could taste like this.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
But I was totally not going to send him the money no matter what.
Oh, totally not. Yeah,
Totally not. You mean you didn't get that yet? Huh.
yeah.
It says paid
It says paid.
right here in bold lettering.
Yeah.
But
like
but I think, again, for on the Irish side,
Oh, did he freeze?
A little bit.
Yeah, a little freeze.
I hear you, Bo.
Did he freeze? Did he? Can you hear
He
Brian?
freeze. He froze.
He froze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian, if you can hear us, you froze. The purgatory of the basement whiskey area
Yeah, that's right.
froze him up. The host got frozed.
Got froze.
So after 4 of your female tasting things, and then these 3, do you have a clear palate? Are you sensing it all?
Yeah, the ones we tasted were not peaty, were not smoky. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
compared, Jameson compared to everything else, that was literally just tasting water. There was nothing to it. Yeah.
Yeah, you
But,
mentioned peaty. I was in when I was in Australia a couple of weeks ago. I found a really cool whiskey bar. I'm going to write about it in the next magazine, called Death and Taxes. Freaking phenomenal. Dude, it had a shelf up there. They had to put a ladder up to go climb up and go get your bottle. And
yeah,
and I had them getting me Australian whiskeys, because you're there. Why would I not drink what they make? Right?
yeah,
So
exactly.
stuff, and ended up doing a peaty, a malted, a
Yeah.
couple other things that I hadn't ever tasted before, and I didn't mind them. I thought they were pretty decent. Very different though. That peaty is an odd flavor. You gotta hold on to that one for a while and let it figure out. I mean, your mind doesn't wrap around it when you're used to tasting bourbons and other things. That's a very distinctive earthiness that is like, woo, that's pretty bold.
Oh, it is. But once you taste it, you know exactly what it smells like and what it tastes like.
There's no mistaking it from now
No.
on. You'll always pick it up. Yeah.
I for a while had a Tasmanian peated whiskey.
Okay.
And it was delicious. It was I can't remember the name of the distillery, but I went on their site and everything was pretty much sold out. So
because most of the ones I tasted were Tasmanian.
yeah.
Certainly from down south. I had a Lark distillery. I had an Archie Rose, and the Lark was the peated one.
Okay.
From the Tasmanian region.
Mm.
That might have been it. That was a distillery there. I had an Archie Rose, and I had a Starward, which was out of Melbourne. That was okay.
I have a Starburn bottle somewhere here.
Yeah.
It's good. Actually, I was just in Chicago at Binny's, and they carry a lot of Starburst, whiskey bottles, different cask strength, and so
that Lark was good. It was 100. It was a single cask, 100 proof.
Wow. Okay.
Peated. And I mean, you immediately get the smell. I mean, that's the first. It just stands out. Hey, Brian, we're carrying on without you. If you want to go away, we got this one. Don't worry about it.
I think literally my laptop just died.
Yeah. This program is sponsored by Four Corners Real Estate Solutions.
That's right. Go ahead, Bo. Plug yours as well. Might as well. We're here.
No, we treat wood, protection chemicals, whatever. Let's go. Let's rock and roll, baby.
No, perfect. I'm glad you guys had that under control. I was sitting there, I was just like, huh.
So were we. We're like, was that us freezing? And then Eddie and I realized we could still hear each other. So we're like, no, that was Brian. He's gone.
No, I don't know what the hell happened, but it happened. So I have a feeling I'm in the market for a new laptop because it did a couple weird blinks, and then then the motor, like the fan, went really, really high.
Ooh.
And then it just went.
I went to China years ago on a business trip. Literally the first night I got there, I get to the hotel room, I go to throw my computer on, and that blue screen that says, I don't even know what it says, but like, you got problems or we're shutting down or whatever.
Yeah.
Never powered back on, just went away that whole trip. I had to work off the phone.
Well, that was the Chinese government.
It's probably true. It was all the weird sites that I had on the
yeah. Those sites, yes.
Like,
Midget trees. I'm really big.
Absolutely.
But so any epiphanies you had on your Irish tasting there while I was gone?
I want to say the green apple so when I opened the green spot, the container, I had not opened the bottle, so I don't know. I don't remember last time I had a green spot. So this was kind of a new experience for me. And the apple, it was so prominent. I was like, oh my God, this is delicious. Yeah. So
no, I agree. I think the green spot, like I said, would be really good for. I think again, it's really a nice one for kind of beginners as well, because it's going to bring you a little complexity. Price point still pretty decent in Virginia. I know North Carolina, he was saying it was like $75 a bottle. It's still in the 50s here, as of right now.
Yeah.
Until Donald Trump taxes everybody, and then it'll be, who knows what it'll be. I'm waiting for the day you go in there and seeing your Irish is like tripled in price.
And nobody will buy them.
No, and they'll just
which is unfortunate, because I mean, same with Scotch. I mean, there's, it was, doing a whiskey tasting like this, whether it's virtual or together with friends, so many people don't like whiskey because somebody shoved a glass of whiskey, in their face, and they nose it and like, oh, this smells and tastes horrible, until people show you how to nose it right, to taste it. I mean, I had chocolate here, so we did whiskey and then tasted a little chocolate and did it again, and everybody walked away like, oh, I really like whiskey now. So yeah.
No, I agree. I think, like, what people think whiskey is, and once they kind of understand it, the appreciation for it is, it really changes your perspective. You understand how to drink it and what you're looking for.
Or somebody had a Lagavulin for the first time and go, oh, that's what Scotch whiskey is. And I was like, no, there's so many other varieties of Scotch. Like, you had the most.
You can go to the Highlands, you won't even taste smoke. You won't even taste smoke.
Yeah, Space Side, you get the fruity, the mellow, there's
the key too is, which is kind of the theme of what you're putting out there with the Golf Cast magazine and stuff too, is it's meant to be sipped. I mean, that's everybody's first mistake with liquor, or not a mistake per se, but I mean, you grow, depending on whether it's college or just you don't know any better, and you think they give it to you in a small little glass, a shot glass, you take it, you're supposed to get rid of it, you see the movies, whatever. That's just not at all. And if you do that, you miss so much. You just miss. All you get is harshness and ethanol and everything right out of the gate. You don't get any of the other stuff that comes with it. So you just got to slow it down a bit and sip on that thing. It's really good.
Yeah.
But if you are drinking vodka, it's not really made to be sipped. Vodka
I've never been able to do vodka.
It's a natural spirit, so it's been stripped of all flavor is gone. So vodka's flavor, now they can add flavor back in, but vodka as a neutral spirit, it's just ethanol.
I think I told you I came back from Mexico and brought a bottle of mezcal that had been aged in a really nice mezcal that had been aged in an oak barrel. So it had that same, you get some of that oaky flavor to it, which is really, really interesting. And mezcal is a pretty complex liquor too. It reminds me a lot, not necessarily in the flavor profiles, but there's a lot of tasting to it. And there's a whole methodology behind when you breathe through your nose and when you hold it and how long you hold it, right? So that you can get the flavors of the agave. And with that one that was aged in oak barrels was just a super unique flavor.
Yeah.
But
and tequila's really picked up. I mean, and then it was funny. I just got my whiskey magazine, and they have a whole section on tequilas in there. So I mean, I think tequilas are kind of, and my family is a tequila family. My wife loves it. My daughter loves it. They're bigger tequila fans than they are whiskey fans. But no, I think yeah, anything in a cask. Here's the beauty of our company, right? Golf cask.
Yeah.
As long as they put it in a cask, we can drink it.
All good, baby.
Yeah.
All good.
We got rums, we got tequilas, we got whiskeys, man. We got the good stuff.
Well, again, as long as it's quality, because that's where so many people go wrong. And we all grew up poor. We didn't have much. So Jack Daniels or some of the cheaper tequilas, that's what we drank when we were younger.
Yeah.
And everybody has had a bad experience with tequila because we drank the shitty tequila and gave us a major hangover. And you say, I will never have tequila again.
Nothing to do with the fact that we drank way too freaking much of it way too fast.
There's
that too.
It
was cheap tequila and very large quantities.
Yes.
Plastic bottled tequila.
Yes. But now we're fortunate enough to be able to get the higher quality and whether it's tequila or bourbon or scotch, you drink something quality and it's delicious. It truly is, so there's so much out there. I mean, even gin. I mean, gosh, so many distilleries are making gin, and some of them are really good. I've done a gin tasting, and it's fascinating. Yeah. So
I'm not a juniper fan. So I'm not the hugest gin fan, but
there are gins out there that are less junipy.
But they all have it.
Yeah, they have some. Yeah,
and every single one of them has it. To what degree?
Yeah,
I've liked like the gunpowder gin from the Shed Distillery in Ireland is pretty good. I brought home a seaweed gin for my wife. That was pretty neat. So I will drink a gin, but to me, it's not. There has to be a reason for me to drink gin.
It's not something you sit and sip on.
No, I don't sit there and look at the shelf or go to the ABC store and look at the gin section.
What am I going to sip on tonight? Yes.
But no, I think, it's kind of funny. But no, I think what's cool about whiskeys too, and it's really neat the way that they actually kind of all the way back into their processing, that they're running at a very low, coming off the still at about 160. So 190 is going to give you a natural spirit. That's vodka, right? So the whiskey makers purposely, by law for bourbon and pretty much every American whiskey, comes off under 160. And the reason they do that is they want some of those impurities. They want some of those compounds that in large doses would kill you or make you blind, but they do want those heads and tails and some of those compounds that get stripped out at a very high level of alcohol, higher proof. So the reason whiskey and rums and tequilas a lot of times start to give you some of those different flavors is they're coming off the still a little bit earlier and actually pulling some of those compounds, where when you're in vodka, it's just gone. It's at that point, it's just literally neutral racing fuel. So, but yeah, no, I enjoy it. And to me, I've always enjoyed an Irish whiskey. A lot of people don't like malt. There's a lot of people that don't like the malt flavoring of whiskeys. But I like a good Irish. I think, like I said, Irish has started me in my whiskey journey. They were kind of my launching pad before I discovered rye. But no, I think, like I said, if you're starting your whiskey journey, I would highly recommend a bunch of Irishes out the gate.
These were good. I like the green spot. You guys both said the apple. We hit that last time with the sensory stuff, so I had that. I really enjoyed that Redbreast, though. I really enjoyed that a lot. Yeah.
And Redbreast, green spot are all aged in sherry barrels, so you're going to get some of those sherry notes. And also and the reason Green Spot existed is back in when Green Spot first started, it was a wine store, a merchant that had a bunch of casks. So he went to Jameson and bought just the spirit and put them inside of different wine barrels.
Huh.
And the spots were each color basically represented a flavor note or a year. So that's why they put the spots, and they were actually distilled under the streets in Dublin. And then Redbreast was the same. It was another wine shop guy that had tons and tons of sherry barrels, and went to Jameson and said, I got all these barrels. And Jameson's like, I got all this whiskey. Kind of basically that's kind of how both of those companies started. So with them being in Middleton and Middleton creating all that and Jameson and all that, so it's not a very far departure for what it really started to be. But and I think the Irish deserve a lot of credit. A lot of these finished casks was really created by the Irish. They were really big in their pursuit to be different than Scotches. They got very creative on their whiskeys and their finishes. Again, trying to separate from the Scotch whiskeys out there. So they created some really cool. And again, the finished whiskey's everywhere now. You go bourbons, finished whiskey is everywhere. Everybody's aging in something. So I think again, a lot of that is being driven by the Irish, and then the Scotch did it as well. But
are there a lot of other triple distilled? I mean, I'm sure there are, but is Irish kind of dominate that triple distilling?
Yeah.
That was their shtick. So again, they were trying to separate from Scotch, and their big thing was like, if we run it through the still one more time, we get it. We strip away a lot of those bad flavors, a lot of those compounds, and again, that's why Irishes tend to be really, really friendly, because they run through that last still. So most bourbons, most American whiskeys, most Scotches they do basically you run it through the first time, and then you run your spirit run, right? You do a stripping run, and then you do your spirit run, where the Irish will do 2 stripping runs, and then their last one will be their kind of spirit run. But no, I think it was really fun. We were a couple of years ago, we did a bunch of tours out in Ireland. We went to the Crawley distillery, which is in Donegal, and
then Silky, right?
And we did Silky as well. Crawley is the one that did the Robert that I really, really like. I'll give you a shot. I just opened the new bottle today, Bo. So next time you come, I'll share a glass with you. But they were really cool because they actually gave us kind of their white dog, kind of I think they call it potent, or it's kind of their moonshine in Ireland. And then they literally gave us sippings of that, and it was awful. Just awful. Like, yeah, terrible. But it was so funny watching people's faces. I don't know what they were expecting. I think they were expecting some flavor notes and stuff, and it was not. It was just coming off the still. It's just damn. It's very funny, but they were phenomenal. They had a really cool on their wall. They did their whiskeys, and it was year 1, and they went all the way to year 20. So you saw the aging of each whiskey year by year, and how it just gets darker and darker and darker. So it was pretty cool to kind of go down the line and say, basically completely clear all the way down to a 20-year. It got really, really dark. So think of a 20-year in Ireland would be like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old American bourbon. So it's pretty daggone amber. So
cool.
But you talk about finishing whiskey in different barrels. Every time I go back to Norway, I see more and more akvavit that are finished in different barrels, whether that's sherry or port or whatever it is. And it's almost like it took Norway a while to like, oh,
silly Norwegians.
Yeah, I know, silly Norwegians. Yeah. But God,
there's just American Norwegians.
Yeah, that's right.
they're just a lost cause.
Lost cause. So, I mean, I probably have 20 bottles of akvavit up on the shelf here, and it's fascinating to see, the different casks they're finished in and the different flavoring and all of that. So yeah, it's people are getting creative, and I think we are all benefiting from that.
No, I agree. And funny, I do have a bottle of that in my house when I went to Copenhagen a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I was they said that the Danish was far superior Then
Yeah,
they had a bunch of different countries. And they said
lie.
the
It's a
Danish
lie.
was far superior than anyone else.
You're just poking the bear, man. You're just poking the bear.
The Danes said, "We've mastered this."
We mastered this. Yeah, we were also the original Vikings.
Yeah. It's a very small country. Those big Vikings came from.
Yeah. Have you seen the mountains in Denmark? Yeah,
Yeah, I was like,
they're
I don't
this big.
remember hearing the stories of the Vikings riding bicycles.
Oh my God!
But
Yeah, they're powering the windmills.
that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And the tulip farms, massive in Viking times.
Mhm.
But all right, Bo. So if you had to wrap up of the three, what was your or two? Which one? Which one would you, if you went down to the hotel bar right now? Which one would you ask for?
I'd do the Redbreast. I would do the Redbreast 100%. Not,
Nice.
and that's not a slight on the Green Spot. Green Spot has its place. It's really good. So I like it. It's refreshing. I really like the Redbreast. I really enjoyed that flavor. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Eddie?
Yeah, no Redbreast. I think Green Spot was the most interesting because of that bright green apple,
Yeah.
especially on the nose.
Mhm.
But Redbreast to me, it's like it's just a warm hug. It's really comforting and just you can sit back and really enjoy it. Yeah.
I would say Redbreast 12 is probably my go-to after dinner drink.
Yeah.
If I had a good dinner and I just want to kind of pour it in the night, I do a lot of Redbreast 12 because it's easy to drink, it's friendly, it's complex, it brings plenty of flavor. But yeah, so I pull out Redbreast 12 quite a bit.
Leaves me wanting I want to taste the next age up because I kind of like that oaky flavor. I like the bowl. I like as it gets
You'll
a
like
little
15
age
then.
to it. I really want to try the next. I want to try the next level up. Yeah.
Well, Bo, next time you come, I have a blue spot and a red spot. So
Yeah.
Perfect.
You'll like Red Spot 15, and you'll find that a lot. A lot of bars and pubs will have 15. You start getting into 21s and 27s, now you're talking a few $100s a bottle.
Yeah.
I like a good whiskey, but $300 a bottle.
No, not that much. Yeah.
No, I don't like it that
I don't
much.
like it that
But,
much. Yeah.
no, but no, but I think what's cool is we're starting a new series coming up. It's going to be called Bottle Share. I have Casile, which is a Virginia whiskey, coming March 2nd. No, wait, April 2nd.
April 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
April 2nd, and then Lost
March
Distillery
would be kind of an interesting thing if we could go back.
Well, I'm very powerful. I can go back in time.
You go back.
I figured that out.
2026.
Yeah, and then June 7th, I believe, will be, or May 7th will be Lost Distillery,
Nice.
another Virginia bourbon company. And then we have Catoctin Creek just signed up for June. And then I think we're going to have Foothills in July. And I'm filling out August through Christmas. So I'm going to basically bring in one distiller a month. They're going to bring, and we're basically going to have a whiskey with the head distiller. And we're going to have their brand, and they're going to walk us through a tasting, and we'll just ask a bunch of questions. But the cool part is, again, it's just not me interviewing them. We'll have Golfcast members inside of the tasting. So if you guys are able to make the tastings, we got to make sure we get the right bottle in your hand and the right tasting notes, and I'll make sure I ship that out to you via my car because you're not allowed to send alcohol through the mail.
Well, I can just show up at your house, right?
Yeah, you can. Bo will be a little more challenging. Maybe I'll have to meet you somewhere.
Yeah.
We'll be in a parking lot and passing out a little vial.
Behind a church. Yes.
But my goal is to bring whiskey makers from, we'll do Virginia right now, but from around the world, and say, hey, here's their product, speak on it. And I think the fun part for me about whiskeys is trying something new. Like I love when we open up a new bottle I've never had before. I'm like, I can't wait to see what this tastes
like. So you're going to challenge these guys to bring us some, because we've all had Lost, we've had Blind Preacher, and those are good. They're real good. And it'll be
Have you had Lost Double Oak?
that's what I'm saying. I want a different lost. I want a lost I haven't had.
Have you had lost double oak?
I have not.
No.
Yeah, Eddie and I have.
Yeah. All right. Well,
No, they're gonna bring what they have. Like, for a lot of the craft guys, they'll have some stuff. I think with Casile, we'll probably either do the single malt or we'll do their peated. They actually make a peated malt. So they make their own version of Scotch.
I'd love to try it because I think I told you, I was telling Eddie when you decided to have a computer crash there that I did the peated in Australia. It's very unique. It's hard to miss once you've done it once. So it'd be fun to taste another one.
I have a Swedish peated whiskey. So you can find peat anywhere, and it's fascinating. Yeah, I think it will be fun if you're into peat to do like a international peat tasting.
That would be.
I have Indian peated whiskey. So the French. So yeah.
We don't want to do French. The French don't even like the French. No, but it's going to be a lot of fun because it's going to give, like I said, access to our members to be able to talk to the distillers, and then and learn from them, because again, they're the ones in the grind, using their craftsmanship and creating a product that sits in a barrel for up to a decade, and it just sits there, stares at you.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be kind of fun. And like I said, everything we do inside of Golf Cast is trying to be educational, trying to be fun. But like I said, I think it'll be really neat to have, the craftsman there answering your questions. And Becky at Catoctin's phenomenal. You talk about the history of whiskey, man. She'll go in the weeds as deep as you want to go. I love having conversations with her, and the guys at Lost are phenomenal. They're funny dudes. They're manly men hunting, fishing. Love that piece. So I think it's going to be really cool. Like I said, it's starting in April, and we're going to run all the way through the New Year's. And if the series goes well, we'll kind of stretch that.
Look at that, Kentucky Creek.
I actually have a distiller's bottle. She only did one barrel, and it's sitting back here that we haven't cracked.
And I have the Barrel House Kentucky as well.
Yeah, hold on. Let me grab this one. Hold on.
I think that's the one we picked up. We picked that up I picked up at Catoctin Creek when we were at that festival down there.
Yep.
I went to find a bottle.
Yeah. He's going to show off his bottle.
He's still around.
Oh, nice.
Look at that one.
Look at that one.
So this one is Barrel Select Rye. There was only like 200 bottles of these. And she sent me this to share with you guys at the Irons and Oak.
Yeah.
I don't remember drinking it. I don't remember having that.
I haven't cracked yet. I don't know what happened.
I don't remember getting that in a pour. It looks pretty damn full, to be honest.
I think I was there. Yeah.
So guess what the next little bottle share at your house is going to be?
Yeah.
See, what it is I can't provide you alcohol because I charged the fee, so I couldn't give it to you.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I drank.
So as you can see, Virginia, I'm legit.
Oh, you are legit.
But no, we'll definitely, when Catoctin comes on, I will pour as many travel sizes out of that as possible to give out for who wants to partake in that. And we'll definitely have that as our tasting for that. But I think it'll be fun, and like I said, it'll be interesting to kind of learn from them as well.
Cool.
Well, I just want to give a big shout out to you, Brian. You are so creative, and the magazine that you put out, when you were talking about when you talked about doing a magazine, I was like, yeah, that would be interesting. 100 pages worth of stuff. I mean, I was really impressed. Yeah. So shout out to you and your creativity and just being out there every day promoting golf and whiskey, and I'm truly impressed, and the hat, it's a good thing.
Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. Yes.
But no, I think it's fun. It's not working. I love golf. Been in the business for 30 plus years. I love whiskey. As my UVA data science team told me today, my marketing team did a very good job putting that magazine together. And I just started laughing. I was like, I will tell my marketing team that. And then that Professor Matt behind just starts laughing. He goes, you know, the marketing team is him, right?
Yeah. No, that must have taken a lot of time to do, but thank you.
I had a couple people go, and when you told me the same kind of thing, when you said a magazine, they're like, yeah, I didn't think it was going to be that elaborate. I go, what do you think it was going to be? I go, when I think of a magazine, that's what a magazine looks like.
Yeah, but knowing you, it's like, I don't know, like, but I was impressed. Good job. Yeah. So.
Thank God it's just every quarter, though, right, B?
All right, we lost you.
You went away voice wise. Are you on mute?
Yeah, can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
What the fuck? Sign language now.
That's all right, Brian. This is going to be the most watched podcast because your stuff goes away and Eddie and I ran the show.
That's
one out there.
Is it working now?
Yes, yes.
Fixed it.
Yeah.
I'm also head of IT.
Okay.
You might want to fire that guy.
You should fire him.
Fire the IT guy.
That's fair enough. No, I think you guys have a good idea for the label or for the cover of the next one, Pursuing Excellence.
Oh,
trying to think on that.
My idea was the number 54 for golf, right? 54 would be 18 birdies. Wow. That would be like the perfect round, right? So there's a lot of nobody's ever shot at 54 in a competitive round. So that to me would be kind of the perfect. So I'm thinking of creating a really cool picture of a whiskey bottle on a golf course, tying in the 54, but I'm trying to figure out inside of the whiskey world what's perfect.
What is the perfect bottle of whiskey?
Yeah.
Now, it's funny, you watch movies and everybody's like, I want the 18 Macallan. Like, well, that's because you don't know better.
Yeah, that's right.
But
Macallan's decent. Don't get me wrong. I like Macallan.
No. Yes, but that's what people know.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, no, Macallan is the best. So that's all But what is the perfect golf course? What is the perfect cigar? What is the perfect, whatever that is.
Yeah. The perfect wife, the perfect. It really
I mean, clearly Anita, right?
Clearly.
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Especially if she watches this. No, I think, I'm just trying to think of, again, it's just pursuing excellence. So I'm just trying to, I don't know. I'm really, the last one just was really easy to came to me. I was just like, this would be perfect. Guy swinging. But now I'm like, now I got to think of something really cool for the next magazine. So if you guys have any epiphanies, let me know.
Yeah.
But I think if you think about perfection, excellence, all of that, like what is the perfect steak? Like you bring all of these articles in about the best steak to make, the best way to cook a steak, whatever that is, best cigar. What is like if you only had one cigar to choose, which one would it be and why? And same with whiskey and scotch and all of that. So I think you can definitely.
Each one of those things is maybe not the steak. It has to be medium rare. I got scolded by a guy who swears to God, if you do anything else other than medium rare, you're an idiot. But
yeah, you are.
But the whiskeys, the cigars, everything else is I mean, perfection's it's kind of in the eye of the beholder, right? My perfect's different than your perfect on that. So it is a tough one, B. But we'll think.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, there'll be something on the cover.
I like the 54. Yeah. That's a smart way to go, but you'd love to incorporate a couple other aspects. Got to think on that a little bit.
Or it'll be just me going.
Yeah. A 5 and a 4 right there. Just super.
No. No, it'll be interesting. So if anybody's watching this and has a cool idea that I can steal for no money, pass it on.
There you go.
But all right, boys, let's wrap this up. Anything you guys want to like on your drinks or anything you want to kind of close the show down with?
Well, I just finished my silky bottle, so at some point I need to get back to Ireland to pick up some more. So.
Yeah, I have a wedding to go to next year in 26, so I'll definitely be over in that area.
Okay.
But we're going to set up some trips. I'm working on that right now.
Yeah,
I'm working on that right now.
Good.
Bo?
very good. Yeah.
I'm good, man. That's it. I don't have anything else to add. I've given it all.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Fair enough. Enjoy Pittsburgh. When you coming home?
Absolutely. I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon. I'll be home.
All right, cool. Well, drive safe. Safe travels to you.
Absolutely.
Eddie, I'll see you at the Whiskey Society, the Whiskey Jar tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes, I'll be there.
All right.
I'll be there at 5 or if not earlier to get a little dinner and pre-gaming before the tasting.
All right, I'll try to get there 5-ish. Bo,
Okay.
next time you're third
Around
Thursday,
on
you're
Thursday.
around. Let me know. Come on over.
I'll do it. Cheers,
All right.
gentlemen. Enjoy.
All right. Enjoyed it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Sorry for the computer issues.
All
No
good.
problem. We took over. Yeah, it's all
I'm
good.
sure. I should contract you guys out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.
All right, bye.